This is a class that's really good for rehabbing the shoulders. We don't do a lot of upper body stuff. We won't be on the hands, so if you have any wrist injuries, if you have any shoulder injuries, this is an excellent class. This is one of my personal favorites because it induces lengthening the spine. Most of this class is really spine-centric, so it's fully focused on getting the spine to be super happy and super long. Let's get started. Come to a kneeling pose. Tuck under all 10 of your toes. Get your pinky toes under, maybe the big toes under. And so you're sitting on the ball mounds of your feet. And as you sit on the ball mounds of the feet, you should feel a nice stretch on the arches. If this is super intense, lean your body slightly forward, go to your fingertips, and use some of the weight in the upper body to take the weight off of your legs. Okay? Find the place that's wonderfully uncomfortable. So if you can get light on the hands, you can be anywhere from leaning way forward to sitting all the way back on the ankles. But even if you're all the way back here, if you have that flexibility, engage the legs slightly by kicking your feet into the mat. Just enough that you just felt your quadriceps kind of engage and get a little more robust. Sitting nice and tall, can you localize the discomfort here in the arches and then soften your shoulders, soften your face, soften all the other things that are not really necessary? One of the most beautiful parts of the practice is the ability to check in with our gut reactions. Does a little bit of stress down at the soles of the feet cause you to react by stressing the eyes? This is necessary. This feeling of the feet, there's not much we can do about that because of this shape. But notice that when you feel this discomfort in the feet, can you take away the clenching of the jaw? Can you take away the wincing of the eyes? What can you let go of? If your mind is running away from that sensation of feet, can you actually draw your awareness into it? Then slowly lean forward. Okay, untuck your toes. Open and close the toes, kind of wiggle them out. Sit back on your heels. All right. Let's come all the way up into a standing pose. As you come to standing, separate your feet hip distance. Bring your big toes slightly in. So you want the knees to point in line with the middle toes. Take your arms down by your sides, flip your palms to face forward. Tilt your chin down, move your skull back. In this series, we'll be focusing on our relationship to the ground. That means feeling the connection through the four corners of the foot, from the big toe mound to the pinky toe mound to both sides, inner and outer ankle bone. Close your eyes for a moment and just localize awareness down at the ground. Balance is achieved not just through the strength of the physical body, but through the mental awareness. Energy flows where awareness goes, and the more you can be aware, sensitive to the slight changes in the four corners of each of your feet, the more in balance you'll stay. Lean your body weight forward, feel the toes slightly grip. Lean the body weight back, feel your heels dig in. Lean to the right, pinky blade of the right foot engages. Lean to the left, pinky blade of the left foot engages. Now, find that center. Maybe do a little circle, then slow those movements, dial them in. We're on 2 feet. This is the perfect opportunity to really find your balance. The stakes are low. Can your awareness be high? From here, awaken your eyes. Push your feet into the ground. This will cause a rebounding lift into the spine. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Take your arms to the sky. This first round, go a little bit side to side. As you go side to side, it's more up and up. You're just using that side. Use your fingers to pull on your armpits. Use your armpits to pull on the sides of your waist. Everything above the waist is reaching up into the heavens. Everything below the waist, root that down into the ground. Now take a deep breath in. Imagine you're grabbing for a pull-up bar. Exhale, pull that bar down. Brace your core muscles. Feel your back engage. Tilt your chin down, brace your skull back. Inhale, back bend. Root into your legs. Start to lift the upper body back. As you brace the skull back, can you lift your center chest? Take awareness into your lower spine. What do you feel in this back bend? Inhale, mountain pose. Stretch up. Exhale, split your arms wide, swan dive, forward fold. Tilt your pelvis, bow through the length of your spine. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Push off your shins. Spatially, the hands don't move. Lightly pull up to engage the muscles in your back. Shift your weight forward, feel the ball mounds. Shift your weight back, feel the heels. Find the middle, breathe in, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, crouch round and curl. Lift your heels, get up on the ball mounds of your feet. You can tent the fingertips or try to hover them. Localize your awareness between the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound. Try to spread that weight nice and even. Then squeeze your arms against your legs and push your legs against your arms. The arm squeeze engages a resistance for your hips, and then your thighs pushing out engages the strength in the hips. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, heels down. Inhale, mountain pose, take it up. Grab the bar, exhale, pull. Brace your core, inhale, back bend. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, take length. Exhale, crouch round and curl. Heels down, inhale, rise, mountain pose. At the top, bring your right hand to the back of your left hand. Spread your fingers wide. Root down into your legs. Pull up on the sides of the waist. Use those hands. Lift up, inhale, go up and over to the right. As you go to the right, careful of the right rib compressing. Push down into your feet. Send the energy down from the hips. Rebound the lift into the sides of the spine. Use that length and space to go to the right. Now breathe, full. Stay for the exhale. Again, full. Stay for your exhale. One more. Search length, search space, search depth. Let's rise back to center. Take your arms down by your sides. Roll your shoulders around. And now to the other side. Inhale, arms go up. Left hand to the back of the right hand. Pull up on the sides of your waist. Brace, front ribs, hip points in. Exhale the breath. And then inhale, up and over to the left. As you go up and over to the left, rather than dialing it straight away, wiggle out, wiggle in. Use your breath to explore space. Fully in. Stay for the exhale. Root down from your hips to your heels. Lift up through the sides of the spine. One more breath. Rise through center. This one, take your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, point your elbow tips forward. You point the elbows forward and move the shoulder blades apart. Now brace your core muscles, inhale, back bend. Press your head into your hands, press your hands into your head. The hand pressure is the resistance, the head pressure is the activation in the neck and the muscles in the upper back. Use this to help lift the back ribs high. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift, take your length. Exhale, crouch, round curl. Heels down, inhale, reach up, mountain pose. I'll mirror you on this one. Palms together, interlace the fingers, release the index fingers high. Brace your core in. Inhale, side bend to the right. Exhale back to center. Use the breath. Inhale as far as you can get to the left with the breath remaining full. Exhale back to center. Now brace your core. Keep your steeple grip or take hands behind the head. Front ribs, hip points draw into the navel. First you think of grounding, then you think of lengthening, then you go into depth. Inhale, steeple back bend. Wiggle your shoulders, wiggle your arms back, maybe bend those elbows. As you wiggle the arms back, can you open your chest? Root down into your legs. Reach your arms as far away from your hips as you can. Engage the strength and length of the arms. Reach back, breathe in. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, rise through standing. Exhale, steeple forward bend. Bend your knees. Now, the trick is to keep pulling with your fingers. Reach your fingertips up to the ceiling, forward in front of you, and then all the way down to the mat. Scoop up your heels. All 10 fingers either behind the ankles or you grab the calves. Shimmy. Wiggle your thighs up into your pelvis. Wiggle your rib cage lower on the thighs. Wiggle your head down towards your big toes. Now when you grab your heels, pull. Flex your quads, lift your buttocks up. Pull your shoulders back from your ears. Lengthen through your head and neck. Feel the ground from ball mound to heel. Full breath in. Stay for the exhale. One more, full. Let it go. Relieve the grip of the heels. Bring your hands back together in front of the big toes. Pull with your arms. Inhale. Can you move the hips to move the spine as you rise? Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Take a moment. If you haven't already, choose your mantra. A single word that you repeat in your mind's eye as you breathe consciously. What best describes the energy you want to feel for yourself? If you're newer to the use of mantra, simply use the word full as you breathe in and the word flow. Let that be a reminder to breathe fully in and to feel the quality, the fluidity of the breath as it goes out. So either the word you want to energize within yourself or simply put full and flow. Inhale, take your arms, reach forward. Separate the feet hip distance, bend your knees, start to sit down and back. As you sit down and back, notice the weight shifting on the feet. Are the knees going way forward? As you reach the arms forward, palms face down, reach through the arms, yet lean your upper body back. Feel the weight coming back into the heels. It's a game of balance. It's a game of pressure. Take your thighs, pull them back into your hips. Then contract your glutes, move the tailbone under. Inhale, slowly rise. Lift your heels. Balance the pressure between the big and pinky toe. Lock your eyes on something not moving, something small. Soften your gaze upon it, breathe in. Exhale, either stay lifted or begin to bend your knees. Focus on lifting the heels, lifting the knees, and keeping the length of the spine nice and tall so your breath can be deep. Feel the ground, big to pinky toe mount. Inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, release your heels. Point your big toes slightly in. Zip your knees and your thighs together. Lift your heels an inch to an inch and a half. As the heels lift, start to sit. Arms reach forward, upper body back. Chin down, skull back. Hover your thighs just above the calves. Make sure you have the energy and power to rise smoothly out of whatever depth you get yourself into. Slow rise, show your control. Release your arms, release your feet. Slide your feet to touch. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, sit down, sit back, arms go up. Exhale, eagle wrap, your right arm underneath your left arm, cross at your elbows, and then again at the wrist. Lift up onto your right big toe, take a moment. Feel the connection down to the skin of the left foot, from big to pinky, from inner to outer ankle. Stay aware of your left foot. Relative to that connection, being balanced, start to loop right thigh over left thigh. Squeeze your thighs together. Lift your upper body back. Start to descend. Can you be very sensitive? Are your toes clamping? Is there a little bit of excessive energy in one part of the foot? Can you bring it back into a centered balance? Inhale, straighten your left leg, lift up your right knee. Pull up with your elbows, kick your right leg back, eagle arm to airplane pose. Tilt your pelvis forward. Allow the hips to slightly roll out to the right. When you get closer to parallel with the mat, roll your left hip back, close the right hip down. Unwind your arms, palms together, steeple grip. Reach forward, standing stick. Look at your toes. Are they turning a different color? Can you re-find the balance, return the normal coloration, circulation? Now reach from fingers to foot. Inhale up. Immediately exhale, eagle wrap, left arm underneath the right. Bend your knees, sit down, sit back, lift up onto your left big toe. Concentrate your awareness on the skin of the right foot. Everything else you do in the transitions is relative to the equal balance on the skin of the right foot. Slowly loop your left leg up and over your right leg. Squeeze your thighs together. Compress your elbows into your chest. Lift your upper body back. Sink into the legs. Feel the connection to the ground. From this contracted state, the center mass is close and tight, so your balance should be more easily achieved. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Lift your elbows up. Exhale, kick your left leg down, tilt your pelvis. You move the hips so that you can notice the reaction in your feet. Let the right hip roll back, close your left hip down, unwind your arms, palms together, steeple grip. Reach forward, standing stick. Shift your weight back. Put pressure down from the ball mound to the heel. Unclamp the baby toes. Once you feel rooted to the ground, reach through your fingers, reach through your lifted leg. Breathe full. Stay for the exhale. Inhale up, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Inhale, lift your right knee up in line with your right hip. Flex your right toes back against your shin. This is your opportunity to really check in what's happening to that standing foot. Relative to that left foot being calm, stable, steady, relax, lift your spine. Stay here, feel the foot, start to round and curl your upper body if you like. As you curl the body forward, watch the baby toes, soften them out. Grab on anywhere on your right shin, right heel, right ball mount. From here, re-engage the lift of the spine. Extend your right leg forward and up. Because the leg is much longer than the arms, lift your heel a little higher than your hip. Pull your shoulders down, go for a length of the spine. Balance the pressure, heel to ball mount. Find your breath. Stay here or round and curl, elbows around the calf. Look down at your left big toe. Breathe. Slowly rise, starting position. Slide your right knee back. Grab the inside arch of your right foot. Reach your left arm up. Tilt your pelvis. The pelvic tilt brings your spine down. As your spine comes down, move slowly. Feel the left foot. Draw your awareness down on the ground and out in front of you. A small point. Soften the gaze. Pull up with your right hand. Reach forward with the left fingers. Inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. One breath to calm the mind. Steady exhale. Inhale, lift up your left knee in line with your left hip. Flex your left toes back against your shin. Feel the connection, balance the pressure, big to pinky toe, inner to outer ankle bone. If that balance feels good, you stay here, lower the arms, breathe in, lengthen. Or you can keep the balance in your mind, round and curl. The more we move, the more there's a likelihood for imbalances to happen. And that's the beauty of that movement, is that you're not only thinking of the intentional actions, but the unconscious, unintentional reactions, the way the foot clamps or cramps. Stay or lift your spine. Extend your left leg forward and up. Pull your shoulders down. Lift your chest. Breathe. Shoulders back. Lift the heel higher than your sternum. Stay or round and curl, elbows around the calf. If you have to keep your left leg bent in order to get your spine straight, that's okay. Favor the spine because that favors the breath. Inhale, slowly rise. Right arm up to the sky. Left elbow left sideways. Grab the inside arch of your left foot. Squeeze your thighs together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Find the length of the spine as you bow. Focus on your breathing. Focus on the feeling at the ground. Slowly rise. Feet together, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We do standing bow, each side. Less about how far you get into the position, more about the relationship between going deeper into the pose relative to the feeling of the ground. So focus your awareness on the skin of the foot. It'll help you so much, I promise. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, right elbow, right side waist. Bend your right knee back. Grab the inside arch of your foot. When you're ready, inhale, begin. Tilt your pelvis. Keep your spine nice and long as you bow. Feel the ground. Feel the breath. Slowly rise. Arms up. Exhale, left elbow, left side waist. Bend your left knee. Grab the inside arch of your foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, start your tilt. Steady your gaze. Steady your breath. Steady connection to the ground. Steady mantra in the mind. Yoga is mind control. When you learn to control your mind, you will access the full potential of your physical body. Slow rise. Feet together. Take your arms, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, grab the bar, pull down. Brace your core. Inhale, back bend, root into your legs. Lift your upper body back. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, up mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, high plank pose. Hands down, step your feet back. Push into your palms, breathe in, bend your knees. Exhale, down dog. Use the bend into your legs to lift the thigh bones up into your pelvis. Stick the ball mounds of your feet into the mat, balancing pressure from big to pinky toe. Energetically drag the ball mounds back. Feel that slight pull of the feet back, engaging the back legs to lift your tail. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. Pin your back heel down. Push into the outer left heel first. Feel the energy from the outer left butt all the way to the ground. Push into your right big toe mound. Use these two pressure points to rise, warrior two. Feel the earth underneath you. Feel the breath that moves through you. Reach your arms forward and back. Oscillate with pressure. Squeeze your feet towards each other, rip them out apart. Feet go in, feet go out. Spatially, they don't move. It's just that energy. You want to dance the engagements in the body and notice, what were you engaging too much of? What could you engage in support? Balance the pressure. Big toe mounts, there's your inner groins. Outer heels, there's your outer hips. Breathe in. Exhale, hot triangle or extended side angle. Take your right forearm, push it into the right thigh. Plug that right thigh back, and then reach your arms like your body is a capital T or a human cross. From the top of the head, straight through the spine to the back heel, can you find a diagonal line? And then wing your arms 90 degrees from that line. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest. Inhale, reverse warrior. Take your left hand, push it on the right hand, extend up. Lengthen the sides of the spine to lengthen the capacity of the breath. Use the breath to find space inside. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse. Hands to thighs, get your sway going side to side. Feel your feet. Check that your knees are pointing straight in line with your middle toes. Now turn your fingers in, drop the elbows, shoulders wide. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist to the right. As you twist, notice if you just felt the weight shifting into your left big toe. That means your left hip is pulled forward. Pull the weight back into your outer heel. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Ideally, you don't have to do that. It's only if you felt a shift. So ideally, you maintain balance, equanimity on the 4 points of each foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Rise, star pose. Parallel your feet. Turn your big toes slightly in. Put a little bend in your knees. Either hold your hips or keep your arms teed out. Exhale, tilt your pelvis. Take your long bow. As you bow the hips, the spine will move towards the ground. You can grab the feet, the big toes, the calves, shins, or thighs. Feel the energy of the ground. Energetically pull your heels away from each other. Get those outer glutes to fire. Lift the back of your heart. Think halfway lift energy in the spine, and then flex your quads and lift your tail. Fully in. Empty out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Tee out your arms. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Palms together up above your head. Shorten your stance. Pivot and point forward. Right toes point straight forward. Left toes turn slightly in. Ground the back heel down. Really important, your back arch never falls into the mat. Push into your ball mounts. Scissor squeeze the legs towards each other. Pull up on the sides of the weights. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your right knee, tilt your pelvis. As the pelvis tilts, keep reaching through the arms. Using the arms will help to unify the body. Then hands come down to the mat today on either side of the right foot. Either fingertips or flat palms if you have the flexibility. Either way, use the hands, press down and forward. Simultaneously, pull back with your right foot. Then start to straighten your right leg. Feel the engaged stretch. Wrap your armpits under. Touch your forehead to your leg. Take a full breath in. And out. Once more, full. Engage your back leg, empty. Re-grab the palms together in front of your right big toe. Pull forward with the fingers, then inhale, rise. Dig into that right foot to assist the lift. Exhale, release your hands behind your back. Palms together flat, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders and your chest open. Lift your back foot off of the mat. Exhale, toppling tree. Bend your right knee a little, tilt your pelvis. Roll your right hip back, close your left hip down. Lengthen the top of your head away from the base of your left heel. Fully in. Exhale, step back. A standing split, rather. Bring your chest down towards your thigh. Lift your left leg high. Head goes down towards the mat. Use your left buttock to lift the left knee. Balance the pressure on the right foot. Like we did in the split leg variation, hands, fingertips push down and forward. Right heel drags back. Once your hamstrings engage, start to straighten. Fully in. Now exhale, step all the way back. Inhale, down dog kick. Flick your right leg high. Bend the knee, open your hip, circle the thigh. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Spin your back heel down, rise. Use that energy of the ground underneath your feet. As you push into the heels, it's more than just touching the ground. The energy you push into the heels engages the outer glutes, engages the outsides of the legs. Squeeze the legs towards each other. You'll feel that engagement here on the underbelly of the left thigh, the hamstring. So your practice is about engaging every muscle just a little, calibrating and allocating so that nothing has to work too hard. Breathe in. Exhale, hot triangle or extended side angle. Move your pelvis. Find the angle from the right heel to the hips, the top of the head. Tee out your arms. Find the diagonal line from heel to skull, and then the perpendicular diagonal from finger to finger. Inhale, reverse, reach up. Right hand pushes on the back of the left hand. Stabilize the hips down, lift the sides of the waist high. Go into the side bend, fully in. Stay for the exhale. Full, full, full. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Bring it up. Bring it in. Breathe and move. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. One more. Full. Empty. Rise. Inhale. Parallel your feet. Grab your palms together behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders and your chest open. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees, tilt your pelvis, take your bow. As you roll the shoulders open, feel the length in the back of the head, back of the neck. Flex your quads. Remember the feeling of the ground. Oscillate between squeezing your feet towards each other and then opening the feet wide. Use those oscillations to engage inner groins, outer hips to help tilt the pelvis and feel the length of the spine. Fully in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Slow rise. Inhale up. Palms come together above your head. Hook your thumbs. Shorten the stance to about 3 feet, the width of the mat. Pivot, turn. Left toes point straight forward. Right toes turn just a hair out. Pull up on the sides of the waist. Now keep the reach through your arms and fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, tilt your hips. Bend your left knee. Pull your feet towards each other. Soften, ungrip the baby toes, but engage the heels and ball mounts. At the depth, bring your forehead as close to your leg as you can manage, bending your front knee as much as you need to accommodate that. Hands or fingertips go to the mat. Press down and forward with your arms. Pull backward with your heel. Feel the hamstring engage, then straighten the knee to the degree that you enjoy the sensation and that your breath is full and deep. Inhale. Soft neck, soft shoulders, exhale. Re-grab the palms together, push to rise, inhale. Exhale, release your hands behind your back. Palms together flat, interlace your fingers, open your chest. Lift your back foot off of the mat, feel the connection from the left big toe to the left pinky toe. Tilt your pelvis forward, allow the hips to roll open. During the tilt, when you get close to parallel, roll the left hip back, close the right hip down. Push into the ground, inhale. Exhale, standing split. Hands to the mat, bend your lifted knee. That'll just bring some of the leverage back and in. Now use the hands, push down and forward. Drag back with your left heel. Stamp through your standing leg. Inhale deep, start to straighten the knee. Exhale, step back, low lunge. Inhale, down dog kick, bend your knee, circle, open your hip. Kick back, breathe in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, stay, 3 breaths, or come forward to high plank. Exhale, lower halfway down. This is optional. Tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go, breath to movement, just the first 3 postures. This is your opportunity, if you lost the mantra, to bring it back in. An opportunity to just close your eyes, trust the feelings. This flow, can you connect down at the ground level? From big toe mount to pinky toe mount, get those feet rooted to the earth, get your awareness into your legs and into the skin of the feet as often and consistently as you can. Inhale, right leg high, bend the knee open. Exhale between the thumbs, low lunge. Back heel down, feel the feet, use them. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hot triangle. Inhale, reverse, feel your feet. Exhale, low lunge or high to low plank. Inhale, down dog kick or upward facing dog. Exhale, we all meet, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, bend the knee open. Exhale, step between your thumbs, low lunge. Ground the feet, feel them, use them. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hot triangle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, low lunge or high to low plank.
Inhale, up dog or down dog kick. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend both your knees. Exhale, travel to the middle of the mat. Halfway lift, full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, take it up to standing. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. Feel the skin of the left foot into the ground. Bend your right knee, lift up onto your right big toe. Hold on to your waist. Now, this is the illusion. What you do with the lifted leg, this can be the distraction. Can you maintain focus on your relationship to the ground underneath the skin of the left foot, centering your mind on those 4 points? To the degree you feel centered on the left foot, lift your right knee. Steady your gaze. Open the right knee out to the side. If that right hip started to lift, lower it. What's happening in that left foot? Soften what's not needed. Engage all throughout the foot and see how that dances contractions through the legs. We're trying to recruit the muscles that weren't doing anything and soften the muscles that were doing everything. Breathe in. Release. Other side, up onto the left big toe. Balance the pressure on the skin of the right foot. Start to lift your left knee. Open your left knee out to the side. Notice how your body reacts. Maybe you circle the knee around. See how the body reacts to that. Relative to the feeling of the right foot, so you take things slow. You just want to start noticing. Start observing, okay, when I shift my knee this way, I feel my hips go that way. I feel the weight shift on the centering of the feet. And the more you stay centered, the more you can explore, the more you can play. Breathe in. Exhale, release your left foot down to the mat. Let's take it through the flow, Sane style. Inhale, mountain pose, grab the bar. Exhale, pull down, brace your core. Inhale, back bend. And then exhale, forward bend. Half lift, full breath. Exhale, crouch, round, curl, all the way down into boat pose, Navasana. Touch your big toes to the mat. Lift your center chest. Turn your palms to face up. Move your skull back so that your chest comes forward and up. To the degree you can keep the space in the small of the spine, start to lift your feet. As you lean back, maybe you straighten the legs. Inhale, lower halfway down, low boat. Exhale, lift. Inhale, low. Exhale, lift. Inhale, low. Exhale, lift. This time, kick your left leg forward. Take your right leg, kick it to the left. Palms together, reach to the right. Find this little twist. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Left knee comes in. Left leg kicks to the right. Palms together, you reach to the left. You're creating this twist, this rotation of the spine. Get those obliques to fire. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, twist. 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 Inhale, lower. Last time through. Lift and twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lower down to your mat. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Let your knees fall open. Fingertips light behind the earlobes. Elbows go nice and wide. Full breath in. Exhale. Brace your core. Front ribs, hip points to navel. Lift your rib cage. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, breathe and move. Sharp little exhales. Back to the mantra. What's that word? What's the energy? What do you call in? Now hold the lift. Try to get both shoulder blades off the mat. Tiny pulses. Lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Circle your knees towards each other. Circle your knees wide apart. Hug your knees to your chest. Grab behind the thighs. Start to rock the length of your spine forward and back. Into Malasana, frog squat. If you need to go into a forward fold or to down dog first, you're welcome to do it. So, in your frog squat, we've been talking primarily about feeling the ground underneath the 4 points of the feet. We also do the same underneath the 4 points of the hands. You have an index mound, pinky mound, outer wrist, and thumb mound. So balance is achieved when you have balance across these 4 points. That's going to make you feel centered at the middle of the hand. When you go into your arm balances, when we go into flying frog, notice in particular today, do you have more pressure on that outer wrist as the thumb and the index finger start to lift and create like a tent or a cave? Hands come down to the mat. Thighs go nice and wide. Push your palms into the ground. Pay attention, just like you did on the skin of the feet, pay attention to the skin of the hands and their relationship with the earth underneath. Bend your elbows leaning forward. Push thumb and index finger down. Relative to the balance on the 4 points of the hands, start to lean forward. If your wrists feel really heavy or get a little stressed or strained, it's most likely because there's not enough weight on the index finger and on the thumb. Push down, bend the elbows, maybe the toes come off the mat. Make this less about the legs lifting though, and more about centering awareness on the skin of the hand. Make this a balancing posture, not just a forceful strength posture. Breathe. Slowly step back, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, float the right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon pose. Right knee towards your right wrist, right ankle towards your left hip. Point your left toes back. Now that we don't have the skin of the feet or the hands on the mat, this is where you start to take the formless from this form. In the form, we talk about 4 points hands, 4 points feet. In the formless, here's the idea. Whatever you're touching the ground with, you push down. Whatever touches the mat, that's your grounding force. And what will happen is as you push whatever's touching the mat into the mat, everything above that will start to lift. If you don't, then the body can kind of collapse and compress. In half pigeon, you risk damaging your hip where your thigh bone connects into the hip socket. If you completely relax, that bone just kind of pushes into the hip joint. To avoid that, we use the muscles. Push through your right shin. Elevate your hips. They don't have to lift. They just have to get lighter than they are right now. Brace front ribs, hip points to navel. Move your upper body back. Kick evenly from your left big toenail to your left pinky toenail. And that's going to help you rotate the back thigh. Breathe in. Exhale forward, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon pose. Left knee out towards the left wrist. Left ankle towards your right hip. Untuck your back toes. Kick evenly into your left shin. Feel this left hip engage. Notice if you release it and play with this. Never trust anything I say. Instead, use it as a hypothesis and prove it in your own body. See what you feel. Relax the left leg. You'll feel the pelvis kind of roll. Kick through the left shin. You'll start to engage this hip, and that's going to center you. Kick evenly from the top of the right big toenail to the right pinky toenail. Scissor squeeze your legs towards each other. Brace your core. Move your upper body back. Let your breath move through you. Full. Steady on the exhale. Maybe get lighter on the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Last time with the mantra. Full. Lean forward. Down dog. Inhale, slide forward to high plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Slide your arms down by your sides. Let's press all 20 nails into the ground. Fingernails, toenails, everything kicks down. Inhale, lift the back of your heart. Press your pubic bone into the mat. By contracting your buttocks, you press the hips down. That will lift the frontal hip points. Now lift everything else up. Lift the hands, roll your shoulders open, lift the back of your head. Lift your legs. Use whatever touches the ground, push down. Everything else will start to lift. Inhale deep. Exhale, release. Look to either side. Wiggle, waggle your hips a little. Free up the low back, free up your pelvis. Flip your palms face down to the mat. Wiggle your arms underneath the center of your body, so close that your pinkies might actually touch. Elbows tight and underneath. Press into your hands, press into your feet. Glue your forehead down to the mat, seal your lips to the ground. Inhale, lift just your right leg. Push your right hip bone down, think length, kick through the right toes. Release. Other side. Left leg up. Think hip bone down. Fire up the leg. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the hands into the mat. Lean forward into the shoulders and chest. Legs stay long. Inhale, lift. Press your hips into your forearms. Use that to lift the backs of your heels. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Look to the other side. Take your hands out from underneath you. Open and close your hands, making fists. Roll your wrists around. Center your chin. We move from a bound locus variation into full floor bow. Follow with me. If you need a break in between, you're welcome to it. Hook your thumbs behind your back. Spread your fingers super wide. Pull your thumbs energetically apart. Roll your shoulders open. Tilt your chin down. Lift the back of the skull up. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your legs. Pubic bone presses down. You lift the back of the spine. Then bend your knees. Open the hands. Maybe you catch the outside edges of the feet. Maybe not. You don't have to grab the feet. You get a lot of back strength and hip flexor opening just by reaching back and bending your knees. Roll your shoulders forward against the kick. Move your head back, then drive through the legs. Breathe fully in. Stay for your exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Look to one side. Windshield wipe your legs. Or I like to do a crisscross. I go X and then V. X and then V. And then switching which leg is in front. From here, bring your legs all the way down to the mat. Let your big toes touch. Drop your ankles super wide. As the heels drop open, push from the outside of the shin down. Lightly pull your legs away from each other. Now breathe. Breathe so deep. You feel your belly pushing into the mat. Keep going. Feel the back ribs open. Full. Sink. Soften. Melt. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, rise up. Tabletop pose. Knees together. Separate your ankles a little wider than hip distance. Point through all 10 of your toes. Slowly walk up onto your fingertips and then come to standing on your shins. Now, the transition into Virasana is super important so that there's no depth you have to get to. It's a slow descent. Begin to sit your hips between the heels. If you have to drop in order to get low, don't do it. You want your quadriceps to help engage the descent. At any point, you should be able to kick into your shins and rise back out of Virasana. If that is impossible, it means you've gone too far. The reason you can't lift is your quadriceps have shut off and now you're starting to pull on the knee. Really important to protect the knees. Excuse me, buddy. Hands down to feet. If you're able to sit on the mat and you've got the engagement in the legs, then you can bring hands to feet. Slowly lower your elbows down. Lift your gaze up. Walk your elbows towards your feet. And that will allow the shoulders to come to the mat. No matter what position you find yourself in, leaning slightly forward, sitting upright, or leaning back, kick your legs into the ground. Feel those quadriceps turn on. You push what touches the ground into the ground so that everything else can get light and lift. Now breathe fully in. Empty the breath out. Hands on feet. Inhale, rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs. Then lower your knees. Have a seat on the tops of your feet. Arms go up, palms together, hook your thumbs. Pull up on the sides of the waist. The key to this is to keep your arms active so the whole body's working together. Breathe in. Exhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Reach forward. I'm going to reach for Sachi as I reach my fingers towards my dog. That gets my back muscles and my arm muscles helping me to sustain the balance of energy. When you get to the mat, push your forehead lightly down and then wiggle it forward a couple times. Wiggle out your neck. Press the pinky blades of your hands into the mat, lightly pull back. Try to draw the shoulders away from the ears, projecting length in the neck and spine, and then the breath fully in. Empty out. Fully in. Empty out. Slowly rise. Exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Come to standing on your knees. Tuck your toes if that's accessible on the arches. If that feels too tight that it's shifting you forward, untuck the toes is fine. Remember, there's nowhere that you have to get to. Today, we focus on the engagement, kick into the ground, whether it's the tops of the feet or the ball mounts. Take your arms, reach up, grab your imaginary pull-up bar, exhale, pull down. Brace your core. Inhale, back bend. Start to lift your upper body back. Move your skull back. Lengthen your head back. Lengthen the neck. Move the spine with a general action like a giant wheel. No kinks, no sharp edges. Hands come down to heels if that feels accessible. Grab the heels. Rather than putting weight down, grab the heels, pull up. So the legs kick and the arms pull. Now lift your heart and breathe. Inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, have a seat. Knees together, sit on the tops of the ankles. Take a moment, one breath in. Let things settle as you exhale. Okay, grab your heels. Thumbs turn down. Now, if you wear your hair in a bun, you're going to have to loosen it up. Shift it back into a ponytail. We place the top of the skull on the ground and the forehead on the knees. Okay, grab your heels, tuck chin to chest, round and curl your spine, touch your forehead to your knees. Lift your hips, top of the head rests gently on the mat. Hug your hands onto your heels, tighten your elbows against your legs. Now kick into your legs and lift your hips. Pull your shoulders back, lengthen through your neck. Breathe full. Empty. Full. Empty. Kick with your shins so the head feels light. Press your head into the mat so your neck feels strong. One more, full. Have a seat, empty. Sweep your legs out in front of you. Janu Shirsasana, right leg out to the side, left foot up against the inner right thigh. Bend your right knee, walk that right thigh bone into the right hip. Arms go up. Turn your chest towards your right leg. Use the right heel. That's what's touching the ground. You press the heel down, lightly pull back. That's going to posture the body forward by tilting the hips. Exhale, bow. Grab for the heel, grab for the ball mound, or reach past them. Use this reach to wiggle and lengthen the spine. Kick down a little with the left shin. It's going to drop that left hip. You should be feeling this beautiful stretch in the left side of the lower back. If you want to deepen it, walk your hands to the outside of the right heel. And as you add this little twist, reach the heart forward and bow your forehead down. Now breathe into the sides of the spine. Inhale, slowly rise. Switch out your legs. Right foot comes in, left leg goes out. Bend your left knee. Walk the left thigh bone into the left hip. Arms up, turn your chest. Exhale, bow your chest forward. As you bow, reach the arms past the foot, push the left heel down, lightly pull back. Draw the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. Push through the right shin, feel the right buttock drop a little, breathe into the right side of the lower back. Take your hands outside of the left heel. Twist the body, turn the body, and bow. Ride the waves of breath, full to empty, full to empty. Inhale, rise. Legs go forward. Generous bend in the knees so that you can posture up the spine nice and tall. Sit bones down, heart up, arms up. Exhale, tilt your pelvis, take your bow. Walk your thigh bones back into your hips as you lean. Lift your ribs forward. Lift your ribs forward. Let's stake the fingertips down to the mat, either close to the shins, the ankles, or past the feet. Doesn't matter. What matters is you've got your arms at full length. You've got your breath at full depth. Push the fingertips down. Lightly pull back with the hands. That pull back, it's like you're trying to crawl the spine forward out of the hips. Now, push into your heels, engage those hamstrings, start to straighten your knees. Breathe. Inhale, slowly rise. Scoot forward, come all the way down to your back. Hug your knees to your armpits. Point your toes, then flex the toes, roll the ankles around. Anchor down your butt, pull with your arms. Happy baby pose. Grab a hold, outside edges of your feet. Rock a little side to side. Lean into the mat, chin down, head braces back. Pull with the hands, kick with your legs. Full breath in. Empty out. Hug your knees into your chest. Right knee pulls in, left leg goes long. Full breath. Stay for the exhale. Really try to ground the knee outside of the rib cage so it doesn't compress, but feel a little squeeze on that right side belly. Supine twist. Push through your left heel. Lift the hips. Stack right hip on top of left hip. Wiggle the shoulders, shoulder blades. Let your head fall to the right and your breath come in full. Empty. Full. Empty. Coming back to center. Other side. Left knee comes in. Right leg goes long. Interlace the fingers around the shin. Pull. Breath in. Lean with your back. Exhale, twist. Stack right hip underneath the left hip. Lift the pelvis a little. It'll help you rotate the hips in the air. Ground your shoulders. Tee out your arms. Fall into your breathing. Coming back to center, both knees hug to center line. Give yourself a big squeeze. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Squeeze your forehead to knees. Give your legs a big kiss. Breathe in. Final Shavasana. If you wear your hair tied up, ponytail or bun, remove the band. Massage your scalp. Take these last little wiggles and fidgets. Can you crawl the hips forward? Press the tailbone, sacrum down to the mat. Move your rib cage back. Try to crawl the spine in both directions. The head reaches one way, the hips reach another. And then lay your arms down by your sides. Wiggle the shoulder blades slightly under just to nest the heart. Rotate your head all the way to the right and all the way to the left. And then loosen up the head at center. Full breath in. Empty out. Gentle full in. Pause at the top. Soften your body. Let it fall into the mat. Empty out. Take a few moments in Shavasana.
For meditation, lay on the ground or sit up nice and tall. Let's draw awareness into the earth underneath. If you're sitting, 2 sits bones on either side of the pelvis root down into the ground. Actively push them down and notice how the body postures and rebounds up. If you're laying down, notice the places where the body touches the mat, but also notice the places where the back of the body is lifted. Lightly push any part of your body that touches the mat into the ground, and notice everything else gets a little lighter and lifts. In every moment, there are 2 hemispheres in the body, but those hemispheres in this energy are constantly changing. Depending on your relative position, the geometry of your body relative to the earth that's underneath it. But the hemispheres are always close to cutting the body in half. So if you're in a seated pose, everything below the waist presses down. And then all of a sudden, the upper hemisphere, everything above the waist, naturally starts to lift. It is through that downward force that you can try to lift the top of the head and get longer. If you're laying down, press all parts of the body into the ground, and it's the back half of the body that creates one hemisphere. And then the front half, from the face to the chest to the fronts of the legs, that's the upper hemisphere that's lifting. Much of the struggles in our lives come when we're living in the horizontal plane, constantly seeking pleasure, peace, and satisfaction in the outside world. When we change the axis of perception from horizontal to vertical, locating in our awareness these 2 hemispheres of what grounds into the earth and what lifts into the heavens, when we come into this vertical plane of existence, we build a bridge between the earth and heavens. Whether you want to follow and believe the esoteric ideas or simply just feel the space, when we're unconsciously running forward, it's like a ball. No matter how hard you throw it in front of you, it's got to come down to the ground. When you keep racing in front of you, you'll keep falling towards gravity. But take moments, and I'm not saying you don't have to go forward, you don't need to go forward. I'm saying take moments and remember not just going forward on the earth, but also bridging the earth to the sky. Root down and feel the lift. It's a physical energy. It's an energetic experience. And what it gives you is the connection, both in the esoteric, but also the very practical. For your spine is an antenna, especially when you're standing or sitting. By rooting down and lifting up, you take the antenna of the spine, you unkink it, uncrinkle it, and extend it. And the longer you can make your spine, the more open and optimal the nervous system will conduct intelligence from the brain into the body and back again. Not only resulting in a deeper connection to the physical realm, the hands and feet, but also some of the hidden things that are constantly happening. Your brain is speaking not just to motor function, to your eyes, to your ears, but to your organs that help your immune system function, your digestion. And so when the body starts to crumple like a paper bag under the stresses of the world, as the spine starts to fall, not only do we breathe less, but the nerve conduction becomes suboptimal. It's like trying to stream video with a terrible connection. Everything jitters, everything chops. Sometimes it fails. The more you can open the spine, the more you can optimize this connection, the more you can allow the nervous system to function, the more your body will heal itself, repair itself, digest the food you eat. And while that's healthy, it's also a bit passive. The instant gratification is that you'll just feel so much more alive and in tune. Because the antenna is sending and receiving information from you to the world around you. Finding the balance. If you try to reach up too high, you'll strain yourself. If you don't reach up at all, you'll collapse and get dull and lethargic. So the sattvic balance, the place of goodness and truth, in yoga is known as sthira sukha. It means the balance of steadiness and ease or joyfulness. Just enough. So important to understand efficiency. Just enough to feel light. Just enough to feel awake, alive, and energized. Not so much you burn out. Not so little you fall asleep. Let your practice be the happy exploration between the dualities of earth and sky, between rooting down and lifting tall. Take a moment in stillness and in silence. Root into what touches the earth, lift everything above it, and then just start to scan and notice. As you notice you are receiving, now let's send. In the screen of your mind, visualize an intention. What's the energy of your practice? What energy would you like to give to the world around you, knowing full well that you're first going to feel it for yourself? See yourself full of the energy, full of light. See yourself sitting in a beam from the sun to exactly where you are. A bridge, a channel of light that connects the earth to the heavens. Or if it's nighttime, you imagine the stars shining on you and you shining back on them. Wherever there is light, see its connection to you. Wherever there is dark, see the light that shines from you, pouring out into it. Visualize yourself not in the future nor the past, but right here in the present time. Full of life, full of light, full of love. What you see in your mind is moving through the world. We are all a part of this mass consciousness. Though we might feel small, a single drop of water in an ocean might not seem like very much, but each water drop colors the entire ocean itself. So purify the individual nature of your experience. Add that purity and beauty to the collective consciousness. Remember, there's no choice in whether your energy is moving through you and out of you. It's always happening. like a drop inside the ocean. It's always connected. It's simply a matter of intention, of energy, of consciousness. What you see within yourself, you become, and you shine into the world. May your practice lengthen your spine, optimize your connection, allow you to feel deeply rooted to yourself, to the earth, to the heavens, to the sun and stars that exist outside and within. We bow chin to chest, take thumbs to third eye, bowing to seal the practice. Thank you so much. Until next time, namaste. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Alex Artemiak, and I would love to share anything else that you guys are interested in. Please remember, like, subscribe, share, and hit me up with a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see, what you'd like to feel more of, what worked for you, what didn't. I'm here to serve and support you, and I hope to see you again soon.